Do you want to sail the world and visit interesting new lands? Then come with me, but not on that big boat. I've got something way cooler. Hey, here I am, down here, way down here. Kia ora, ake mai, welcome aboard. I'm a gribble. I'm an underwater version of the slaters you find in your garden. And I'll be your captain on today's voyage. Let's check out the good ship Rimurapa. Yeah, okay. I know to you it looks like a lump of old seaweed, but this is a rimurapa, or bull kelp. And when you're a gribble like me, this is a luxury cruise ship. Hold tight, we're casting off and setting sail. Whoa! Woo! We're off on a voyage of discovery. Floating on our rimurapa raft, we're like the very first explorers who crossed Te Moana Nui a Kiwa, the Pacific Ocean. Hundreds of years ago, when Kupe and his mates set sail, they packed their wakahaurua full of food and water. They needed enough stored supplies to last them all the way to Aotearoa, a journey of 4,000 kilometres. But we don't have that problem on our rimurapa raft because we can eat our boat. Normally, rimurapa grows stuck to rocks, but sometimes a big storm will sweep the seaweed out to sea. But the rimurapa doesn't die, thanks to those large leathery leaf-like blades. Full of tiny air pockets, the seaweed floats on the surface. It stays alive, using the sun for energy and sucks in nutrients straight from the sea. Which is why we don't have to pack food for the voyage, we just bite our boat. And it's lucky our boat is big, because there are lots of us on this raft. All kinds of tiny animals are tucked away in tunnels inside rimurapa, from sea stars to sea cucumbers and crabs to worms. Scientists have counted over 90 different species in one kelp. And we all need our passports because our cruise ship is leaving Aotearoa. Rimurapa rafts can float a very long way. In fact, floating kelp make the longest rafting voyages ever recorded. Some have travelled more than halfway around the world. That's more than 20,000 kilometres. But nobody is steering our rimurapa raft. We go wherever the wind and ocean currents take us all around the Southern Ocean. We could be at sea for months and months, which is much longer than gribbles like me actually live. So I probably won't be around when we reach a new land, but that's okay, because my baby might be, or my baby's baby, or my baby's baby's baby, or my baby's... anyway, you get the picture. My family can live happily on our rimurapa raft until one day, if we're lucky, we'll be washed up onto a beach. And then us gribbles and all our friends can start building a home in the new land. You can find rimurapa growing on all these islands in the Southern Ocean. That's because we've sailed everywhere there's nice cold water and rocky shores. Everywhere including Antarctica. Up until recently, people thought that great cold continent was out of reach of rafters like me. It was like there was a big wall around Antarctica that we could never cross. The ocean currents swirling around the continent meant we'd never reach the icy shores. But when you're out here on the ocean, it gets really windy. Whoa! Sometimes my raft gets blown by the wind and we go in a different direction to the current. It's almost like surfing. Yeah, gonna hang 10, dude, righteous! So using this information, a team of researchers did some really clever computer modelling. They released 4 million virtual kelp rafts from each island in the Southern Ocean. The blue ones never reach Antarctica, but those yellow ones do. The researchers showed that the chances of a rimurapa raft getting to Antarctica are tiny, way less than 1 in 100. But there are about 70 million rimurapa rafts sailing the Southern Ocean on any day. So while the chances of one raft reaching the frozen continent are teeny tiny, because there are so many rafts in the ocean, hundreds could wash ashore in Antarctica every week, which means all the animals riding on kelp raft could say kia ora to a penguin. But rimurapa can't grow in the Antarctic. It gets scraped off the rocks by all the ice. And it's still way too cold for gribbles like me to start a new home. But things are changing. Scientists have discovered Antarctica is one of the fastest warming places on the planet. So with climate change, maybe one day in the not too distant future, rimurapa rafts will be like little arks, bringing new animals to Antarctica. This will be good news for kelp and its critters, but bad news for Antarctic natives. And scientists from the University of Otago are trying to find out what's happening. They're working out where and when animals on rimurapa rafts might survive in Antarctica. The scientists are taking a close look at gribbles like me. They're using our DNA to find out where in the world the animals arriving in Antarctica will come from. Perhaps one day a gribble like me could travel all the way from Aotearoa to live in Antarctica. So next time you're at the beach, check out the rimurapa. It's much more than just boring old seaweed. Rimurapa rocks! And now that our cruise has come to an end, I think it's kai time. Bye! Nom 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 nom.